Hey everyone, I'm Ian McCarthy of Lifting for Life and No Bullshit Bodybuilding, and tonight I would like to give you a concise explanation of why it's possible to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. And I would first like to note that I'm only speaking to possibility here, not probability, not the likelihood you will actually gain muscle or lose fat in any given scenario. And the reason why I'm constraining the discussion in that way is because I think a lot of people are limited by what I regard as the false belief that these two things are literally mutually exclusive. In other words, it's not just that they're perhaps improbable, but they literally can't happen at the same time. So my hope is that in speaking to how these two things can occur concurrently in a mechanistic sense, folks will benefit from better understanding. So, I think something that's important to understand initially is the answer here isn't one of, well, magic. In that, the human body is constrained by the first law of thermodynamics, which states that energy is conserved. In other words, it can't be created or destroyed. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, you eat 5,000 calories per day, and that allows you to build a ton of muscle, and you burn 3,000 calories per day, so you have that extra energy for muscle, but you're also in a deficit at the same time, so you're losing fat. Because that's simply inconsistent with physics. That cannot occur. It's physically impossible. However, this doesn't mean that you can't gain muscle and lose fat at the same time. And the reason why you can is because although the human body is one organism, so you do have a whole body energy balance, that doesn't mean it's only one compartment. Indeed, it has multiple compartments. And in this case, the relevant compartments are skeletal muscle and body fat. And those compartments can have their own energy balances. Now, once again, that doesn't mean that the body as a whole is able to somehow violate the first law of thermodynamics, but it does mean that you can have a positive energy balance in the case of skeletal muscle, all of it put together and viewed as one compartment, and a negative energy balance in fat mass, which is simply another way of saying it's consistent to be gaining muscle and losing fat at the same time, provided when you add all the numbers up together, and you have to account for all of the other compartments as well. Liver glycogen, as an example, it has energy value, and you need to account for changes there. But as long as all of the numbers put together are consistent with energy that enters the system, the body, and leaves, and you're able to account for every unit of energy, then that's perfectly consistent with thermodynamics. You don't have to bring in a violation of it to try to claim that this occurs. So that's all that needs to be shown to show possibility. So if someone's going to claim it's impossible, I think they need to show that there's something wrong with that analysis, and I don't think anyone can do that. So possibility is proven, and probability, I think, is where the discussion really lies. And indeed, Alan Aragon, reasonably smart guy, made an excellent post about this on Facebook earlier today. I will link it in the description box below. If I can, I would encourage you to go check that out, and this is something that I'll definitely speak about in future videos. But again, I wanted to address the possibility issue directly. It really just comes down to different compartments. They have their own energy balances, and it just needs to all add up in the end.